thought I'd do some beauty questions just as a kind of get to know you type thing. First one is, what skin type do you have? And I have kind of combination skin. It's oily in some places and drier in others. What face wash do you use? I use this Boots brand, I think. Charcoal face wash that I find is quite good. Do you exfoliate? Occasionally. I don't like to do it too much, otherwise it makes the dry parts of my skin even drier. What brand do you use? Whatever I find works, really. I'm not a big fan of any particular brand, usually. Sometimes I'll find one that I quite enjoy, but otherwise it's just whatever I find works. What moisturiser do you use? At the moment I'm using the Liz Earl Repairing Moisturiser, I think it is. Somebody recommended it to me, so I tried it and I found that it didn't end up with that kind of greasy look that I've been getting from a lot of moisturisers because my skin hasn't absorbed it properly or whatever. Do you have any freckles? Kinda. I used to have more when I was younger, but they've all kind of faded, except for ones that are on like my arms and legs. Do you use an eye cream? Not at the moment. Just tend to put moisturiser or whatever up to my eyes. Are you acne prone? Yes, very much so. Used to be much worse than it is now. I would say it's kind of under control just now. It's not too bad, and if there's any really bad spots, can usually get rid of them quite quickly. What foundation do you use? Kind of been sticking with the Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation, cause every other foundation either isn't light enough for my skin, or it's light enough but it's really heavy and I'll be wearing it throughout the day and go, I can still feel it, like it's not set properly on my skin, or I feel like it's 2 seconds away from rubbing off. What concealer do you use? I use a few. I've got the Naked Skin one from Urban Decay, and I've got the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and the Under Eye Dark Circles Eraser Concealer. Find them all to be alright, but none of them are the pale highlighting type of concealers. I use them to like cover up the redness on my skin, so I've been trying to get them to match the foundations that I've been using at the moment. What undertone do you have? Kind of neutrally. Depending on who you ask, it tends to change because the indicators for whether it's cool or warm kind of fits into both depending on which ones you ask. So like, I don't tan, I'm more sunburn, but I've got like more greenish toned veins, and silvery colours look better as opposed to golden colours, so it's all just kind of more neutral. Tends to be the easiest solution. Your opinion on false lashes? I like them for effect, but sometimes they are just too much of a nuisance to put on, or they just irritate you and you want to rip your eyelashes off. But for special occasions I'll usually put a set on and kind of complete the look. Makeup tools that you use. I have a set of brushes from Real Techniques and a set from Made You Look, and a couple that I got cheap off-brand stuff just from drugstore shops. I tend to prefer brushes or using my fingers for makeup rather than sponges for the most part. Do you use an eye primer or base? Yes, sometimes both. I found the Urban Decay primer potion is really good as an eye primer, and eye base depends on what I'm doing. Quite often I'll use the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, cause you can just stick any eyeshadows on top, and because it's white underneath they'll come out brighter. Sometimes I'll use a colour similar to the eyeshadow I want that's an eyeliner, so maybe a black or a purple eyeliner, and put that all over and then put the eyeshadows on top so that the colour gets a better payoff, I suppose. Do you use a face primer? Sometimes. I recently got the Urban Decay complexion primer potion that I'm trying out to see whether I like it or not. I've used a couple other ones, some drugstore ones, a couple high-end ones. I've tried the Benefit Porefessional that I found worked, but I thought that it was quite a small amount you were getting for the amount you were paying, as opposed to some of the other ones that I found gave a similar result for a cheaper price or for more product from drugstores or whatever else. So sometimes I'll use one, sometimes I won't, just depends on how I'm feeling. Favourite eyeshadow? I actually have my favourite one here. I was using it before. It's Revolt. Oops. From the Urban Decay Electric palette. I'd originally found it in the Urban Decay Anarchy face case and used that for my prom makeup, where it was silver on the eyes with a blackout eyeshadow as a kind of winged cut crease kind of look, and it was like, it's one of the most pigmented silver eyeshadows I've ever found, and I really liked the finished result that I got from that. Do you prefer pencil or liquid liner? Depends on what I'm doing. I prefer liquid liner for winged eyeliner like this, or well, the only liquid eyeliner I use is the Tattoo Me liner because it never transfers because I have really oily eyelids, so any other liquid or felt tip type liner that I found tends to transfer, except for this one because it's the semi-permanent one. So I'll use that for cheer competitions as well, because then I know it's not going anywhere throughout the whole thing and you're, you know, sweating in the bright lights and stuff, so it's like the best liquid eyeliner that I've found, so I will use it for absolutely everything that I want to have a liquid liner for. But I'll use pencil because I quite like having like tight lining done, or like smoky eye, I'll want it like smudged all over, or sometimes I won't want a winged liner, but I'll want a kind of more intense lash line or whatever, so I'll prefer pencil for that. Do you often poke your eye with an eye pencil? I used to be terrible with eyeliners. Took me ages just to not get my eyes to water so badly whenever I did the bottom waterline. Because it used to just irritate my eyes whenever I did tightlining on the top. So I used to end up like stabbing myself in the eye so often, but then it was just kind of like doing it more often, practicing it made it easier to not do that. What's your opinion on pigment shadow? I like it as long as it's for like going on top of a base. What's your opinion on mineral makeup? Don't really have one, never really used it really. I've got one mineral powder foundation from when I was in Australia. It's alright. I wouldn't not buy it again, but I wouldn't seek it out to get it type of thing. So kind of undecided, I suppose. Favourite lipstick? I think it would be maybe this one from MAC. It's called Shy Girl. I find it's a good nude lipstick for how pale I am. It doesn't look quite too orange, or it doesn't make me look too dead and ill. It's just kind of good balance of tones. Favourite blush? Don't really have one. Don't use blush too much. Like I will sometimes, but I won't be like, oh, I need to use this one or whatever. It's just kind of like, I'll use this one, or I think that one will look quite nice with this makeup, or I'll not use blush at all. I'll just use bronzer or contour or whatever. Do you buy drugstore makeup? Yes, that was first makeup I bought. Some of it isn't great, but some of it is good, if not better than high-end makeup. Like I said, the liquid liner that I use, that's a drugstore, I think it might be Boots' own brand. It's 17, which I think is a Boots branded one. That I found is the best liner that I could find. So I suppose it's just luck of trying to find good stuff in amongst some of the not so good stuff. Do you prefer colourful or neutral eyeshadows? Both. Depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll just kind of stick with neutral because it's easier to not have it clash so much with other stuff. Like I've dyed my hair so many different colours, so it was like sometimes trying to do bright stuff on the eyes would make your hair look a bit odd, even though I suppose some of the colours were odd anyways. But I do like colourful stuff as well. If you could leave using only one item of makeup, what would it be? Maybe mascara or lipstick or something. something that just kind of brings a focus to the face, so like bright colour or maybe some eyeliner either. Like to tightline to make the lashes look a wee bit fuller, or just something to add a little flair rather than just dull. Would you leave without any makeup on? I have. I used to never leave the house with makeup on because I didn't have time in the mornings before school or whatever, and I was just kind of lazy, I suppose. Like, you know, just popping down to the shops, don't really want to put a full face of makeup on, or I would want to keep a clean face for going out in the evening or whatever, so most definitely have left without anything on. Do you think you look good without makeup? No. My complexion is blotchy and spotty and uneven skin tones and darkness under the eyes, and just about all sorts of different things that need to be covered up for, like, just have an even face, like not contouring to change the shape or anything, just like to have evenness across the face. Best makeup line? I'd probably say Urban Decay. I do like other lines, but I always seem to get drawn back to Urban Decay. I've got all the Naked palettes, get Naked Basics too, the Electric palette, face cases. I used to have the Mariposa palette, and then got rid of that. I've got their face stuff, the primers, get the setting spray and the makeup remover, just because I find it actually works. Finally, what do you think of makeup? I like it. I understand not everybody does, and you don't need to like it, and people complain that it's all a lie and whatever. But you can also be creative and express things through it. Like, you can do it in a way that's celebrating something for a specific holiday, or you can do it so that it makes you feel good about yourself and go out and feel more confident in your own skin. So I feel like out of all of the things that people say about it, it's definitely good. That's all the questions, so see you guys later. Bye.